As a small biz pro, so we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, so we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah. Crystal Mitchell, do you have my business plan?
Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. And today we were going to have a great show, Crystal.
Oh, again, a fabulous show.
Another one.
That's a good thing. It'll be a horrible thing if we say we're having a bad show.
I know. So we're going to have another great show today.
We're going to have another great show. We got great guests to interview.
Excellent. And we want to say happy Black History Month.
Right. And happy Valentine's to all of you.
Happy Valentine's who don't have a Valentine.
Right. That's okay. Be your own Valentine. I'm always my own Valentine. I give myself exactly what I want.
and that's always more reliable.
So happy Valentine's to everyone. You know, it's actually not a bad thing to have Black History Month in February.
So we get a lot of love, right? That's what I'm talking about. So that's a perfect time.
It's a perfect time to have it, right? Exactly.
Now, for those of you who are just tuning in, never been on the show before, never heard the show before, this is a Business Zone. Our phone number here is 323-293-3375. That's 323-293-3375. You can call in. You can participate in our program. You can ask questions of our guests or of Crystal and I. So we're looking forward to hearing from you.
So how have your week been?
Oh, man, it's been crazy busy. Crazy. It looks like I'm going to be in Vegas again.
Okay, that's a good thing.
Starting March, yes. So they called me up and they said they want to sign another contract. So
good.
I'm pretty excited about that. And just like we tell our clients out there, you know, instead of doing transactional business, you want to do contractual business because then you got more money to look forward to and you can plan your forecast. So if the contract is for a year, then you know you've got revenues for a year. If it's transactional business, then you do a transaction today. You're not quite sure if you're going to do business with that person again tomorrow. So,
or you have to do like I've been doing, because see, in my contracts, December is a dead month, right?
Yes.
So that means you're kind of revving back up in January.
Yes.
So I'm running all over the creation, and then you got to run down your money.
I know.
And you got to do all of that stuff.
It's unbelievable.
I like January, but I hate January when it comes to business because it's just it's like starting all over again.
4 months I hate. 4 months. December, January, April, and what's the other one? October? Yeah.
October. Mine seems to be January, February, the first part, stuff, because it's just, and then everything is due.
Yeah. Everything is due. That's why I hate those months.
Yeah.
Because
right.
October, your property taxes due.
Right, exactly.
And then January and December.
Yeah.
And then taxes are due in April.
It's just not.
Hate those months.
It's not a pretty thing, man.
Yes.
And so you're you're trying not to go into your reserves.
I know.
Because you need your reserves for when something really bad happens.
Exactly. It's unbelievable.
So you're trying to going like this. You're like playing this dance.
You're doing that little balancing act.
And then new people will call and they'll go, okay, I got this. And then I'll go, oh, can I just PayPal you? Can you just give it to me right now? I don't want to go through PayPal.
Better yet, just give me some cash.
Right, just give me So it's not a cool thing. But
even though I tell many of my small businesses out there not to take cash, but if you do take cash, make sure you issue a receipt and you have some kind of documentation, because then the IRS is going to come haunt you if you don't have proof of those revenues.
Yeah, that's true. Usually I only do checks and mine is only checks and PayPal or some sort of Square or something of that nature.
I hear that.
But mostly based upon invoices, so I can track it.
Yes.
But this month is a little yucky.
I know.
So as soon as I get through, so when I leave here, I got somebody I got to go chase down for my money because they're like, I got it. Okay, well, I'm coming to get it.
I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. And some of the people who owe us money or big organizations who can afford it.
Right, exactly.
I just don't get it. They're the ones who say, "Oh, we're here to support small business," but then they're the last ones to pay us.
Well, and I'm probably more critical than you, because my business is accounting and finance and bookkeeping. So I know exactly what the process is behind the scenes. That's what I'm talking about. So, what do you mean it's going to take you? All you need to do is have approval. And then send it over to the person who's processing the bill, cut the check, and put it in the envelope. Exactly. It don't require all of that stuff. I understand what happens in the back scene. I didn't run enough accounting departments, and that's what I do for a living. So it's just like, okay, I don't even know what y'all talking about.
It's amazing you mentioned that, Crystal, because one of my clients, big one, they know who they are. I won't say their name, but I'll talk about the process.
Okay.
So I've done these workshops for them. I've spent my money, to fly here, there, hotel fee, rent a car, and all of that. But then when it comes time to pay, on my invoice it says payment due in 10 days. They know that. They know it's due in 10 days.
So that should be the due date.
But then come 45 days and I haven't been paid yet. So then I call them and say, "Hey, where's my money?" They're getting upset with me. They're getting upset with me.
They're not observing the terms. And I'm sure your contract said it, because my contract has it.
Exactly.
Right.
And then one of their little bookkeeping person said, "Oh, by the way, we cut checks on the 15th and the 29th. I said, if you cut check twice a month, why am I not getting my money now?
Exactly.
Why am I waiting 45 days?
Yeah, see, they think you don't
They
understand.
didn't think I know.
They think you don't understand.
It's just unbelievable. So I'm kind of in second thoughts right now. I'm thinking I might kick them to the curb after this is done. You fire some of your clients. I'm thinking of firing them.
Yeah, sometimes you do have to do a clean. You have to clean house, because it's making room for new stuff, right?
Yes.
And so if old stuff is not, if you're spending, here's the thing: if you're spending more time on old stuff, running stuff down, and it might not be worth it anymore. We might need to be able to make room for other people to come in.
Got to do that.
Right. Sometimes it has to be like. Sometimes we just outgrow.
Yes. And sometimes our clients, they know, they go through this process too. So sometimes they're wondering, how do we collect our money? What do we do? And we say, you got to put system and processes in place. But at the same time, as a service provider or a product provider, you want to make sure that you tell them, again, what the terms are. And you keep calling them.
Yeah.
You keep calling and telling them, "Hey, I haven't been paid yet. When am I going to get paid? When am I going to get paid?" Keep haunting them until they pay you. They'll get sick of you, but they'll pay you.
And generally, now in my case, they usually need me.
Yeah.
And so they know, in order to call me, to come do what they need to do, then they have to okay, I got your money for you.
I know.
Okay, because if you ask me anything other than a phone call for me to do some consulting,
exactly.
And when you start asking me to actually do some work, excuse me.
Oh yeah. So now I understand why some of the bigger boys, they want to be paid up front. So we want to be paid too.
Yeah,
we want to be paid up front.
Yeah, because this first 2 months is rough.
Oh,
but yours and then the 4, if you got those other issues, it could be 4 times a month. So my week is actually.
Hi Facebook, how are you doing today? You're on the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert.
Mine's is good. I actually picked up 2 clients this week.
Good.
For future food contracts. They'll be great. For established businesses.
Excellent. I like that.
Yeah. So one of them I'm actually getting, both of them, but one of them I'm for sure. We had a conversation. We're getting him ready for certification. Good, I got to go in. He's so funny because he led me to think that there was no systems in place, but it means the accounting system isn't working. Or the person didn't really know how to use it to its full. So I haven't been using it the way it's supposed to. So I went in yesterday to do some forensics, and it's like, oh, you do have a program. And he pretty much knew what he needed in his head. Right. So I said, so once we get this done, we're going to get you, and he's certified. He just doesn't know whatever, and he's in the carpet and flooring business.
That's a good industry.
So with all the construction
and the schools and all of these different facilities.
And so he's looking to sell. He's getting his business ready to be acquired. So I told him, so having a couple good contracts.
He definitely needs you and I.
Yeah.
So we got to straighten him out.
Yeah.
Because we want to make sure he gets his valuation and all of that in place. All his documents, his tax returns, his finances.
So he's ready to make that. So he's got about a year and a half, almost 2 years. So he's ready. He's
ready to do his exit strategy.
He's ready his exit strategy.
That's
so
good.
I said, we'll get you a couple contracts and then bring someone in so that you're an apprentice, so you're training them, and it could be that individual that could actually be taking over.
Excellent.
Over the business. So
sounds good.
So that'd be cool. So that was good. That's a good meeting.
I like that.
Yeah. So that's pretty much, and then of course my wonderful kids down, my young people, over at the school. So
you're going to start them in July, right?
No. This is not the kids. This is the young people that for the accounting contract for Mount Sac.
Oh yes.
So today, it was kind of funny because we only have this particular cohort ends on the 22nd of February, right? And this one was a short one. Yeah. So I had to really start moving fast. Yes. So we're at payroll right now.
Oh, wow.
And I told them, there is no, I'm not repeating stuff because we don't have enough time.
Exactly.
I literally have 5 times with you before the class ends.
Wow.
And in order to get this information. So today, our young people, period, just don't like to read.
Yeah.
So they rather ask you and have you run them through.
You validate all that stuff.
What do I do next? What do I do next?
Yeah.
And I told them today, I won't be there when you go to work.
Right.
So you need to be able to read so you can register what I'm saying to you. Yeah. So you at least have it somewhere in the archive. So payroll is that type of entity.
You know what's amazing, Crystal? There's probably about 60 to 70% of people out there like that. They don't want to read. They don't. They just want us to feed them the information.
Right. And
so
then when
there's a market for us.
There's a market. So when you don't, and when you feed them the information, it's like a child until you push them on the bicycle and tell them to go. That what is going to connect them to the information that they're getting, right?
Wow.
Nothing. You have nothing to reserve. You have nothing in your computer data bank to refer back to.
Exactly.
So I told them today, so I guess they thought I was being short with them. But no, read it. What does this say? Exactly. So I had to read through it.
Yeah.
Because everybody kept asking me the same question.
Yeah.
And then one young lady, she, I've noticed that when I start doing the lecturing piece, she gets up and leaves to go wherever she's going, to the bathroom, and then she's one of the ones that's asking me over and over and over and over. Right, exactly. So she came to me early today and said, "Am I passing this class?" I said, "What do you think?" I said, "Everybody's finished the practice set."
And you're still
over there. And now we're getting ready to move into payroll, and I will not be repeating what I'm instructing on. So she goes, okay. And I said, you can go back. She asked me what should she do. I said, well, go and look at YouTube videos on all of the how to pay bills, how to set up a company, how to craft your chart of accounts. Yeah. Everything is right there on YouTube. All you have to do is just keep looking at the same video over and over again. And so she goes, okay, I want to pass this class. So I start with I start with the instruction on payroll. Yeah. Now, you know payroll. You do certified payroll.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going through that, and she goes out. Just as I'm getting ready to start talking, and I'm going through the handout that I gave them and telling them what they need to highlight, what they're going to need when we actually start up setting up the payroll items. And then she says, she gets up and goes to the bathroom. I'm thinking, okay, she's going to come and go right back. She's gone for the full time I talked.
What?
So,
and then you're supposed to repeat that.
No, I'm not repeating anything. So she knew that. She knew she was asking everybody. I said, now you're keeping them from You're keeping them from learning.
Unbelievable.
That doesn't work.
I'm sure we know who's not going to graduate.
Yeah, we certainly do. So we're going to go on, and after I've invented about my young people, but majority of them.
Sometimes we have to vent.
I know.
Get it out of the system.
Because this was a special one, so I'm hoping that I don't know if we're going to have they'll probably get a job, but not all of them will go. They're progress will not start in accounting.
Right.
It'll start as administrative and work their way in if they remember and they really. And I suggested that each and every one of them sign online now.
Yeah.
And worked. And I taught them how to do the online on Monday.
And see, that's when they're going to be kicking themselves. Oh, I should have listened to Miss Crystal.
Well, that happens. That's the way it is. Yeah, you gotta invest.
Oh yeah.
You gotta invest in what you're learning, and especially if somebody's there to provide you with that information and their experiences to make the journey easy. Then if you don't take care of that opportunity, then that's on you.
I remember when I was in high school, they were teaching me Spanish, and I'm going, I don't need to learn Spanish. I'm going to speak Spanish.
Really?
I'm never, ever going to be in that environment. This is back in Jamaica.
Right, exactly.
I'm going, I will never need Spanish. So I was goofing off in class, being the class clown. Teacher would, kick me out of the class every now and again. Then I went to Panama in 1980. And I'm going, I wish I had listened to the teacher. So just like that, that's what she's going to be saying.
That's exactly what she's going to be. Yeah, exactly. And mine was a little different. I was on the East Coast, Canadian border. Yeah. So I actually took I took French. I did 4 years of French, Italian, and 2 years of Latin. Yeah. But of course, I was assuming I was going to stay on that side where they speak French, and then we moved to the west side. But I was too old to my brain to wrap around learning a language
and repeat it.
And repeat it.
That means you still got a little French going on.
Well, French
there,
I can read. I can read French. I don't speak, because obviously you're not speaking it, but I can read French.
That's cool.
And that was why I did Latin.
So we should take the Business Zone to Paris so you can practice your French.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good idea.
and our guests will give us a travel pass so we can go, right?
All right, exactly. So for our next little few minutes, let's talk about some Black history.
Yes. Let's do that.
So there's, I don't know, had you ever heard of Reginald F. Lewis?
No. So
Reginald is the first Black billion-dollar businessman.
Really now?
Yeah, and he is a Kappa, Alpha Phi. So a friend of mine who's also a Kappa, sent this over to me. So PBS is going to do a new documentary on him.
Really?
And he has it's going to be, let me get the dates. It's going to air Friday the 16th. On WLW21 at 8 o'clock, and it's and Sunday, February 18th, it's on 7:30 on Channel 13. I don't know what that's probably a network online, and Saturday the 24th at 7 p.m. But it's on PBS, so wherever your PBS.
Check that out.
So we got a little video, and we're gonna run that one, and it kind of talks about who Reginald Lewis is and what accomplishments he made. You'll be quite impressed.
All right, let's listen in.
From modest beginnings in Baltimore, Maryland, to an international billion-dollar empire.
My grandfather said, know your job, and I can promise you'll never be in a bread line.
Since the beginning, Reginald F. Lewis was destined for success.
I signed him up for CAM, and he said, who's going to take care of my business? And I said, I will. And the first thing he said when he walked through the door, where's my money?
A man with an unconventional approach to conventional institutions.
I was told that he is the only person to get into Harvard Law School without formally applying.
The thing that I admired about Reginald Lewis, he was a take charge kind of a guy. The sheriff reached for me. Reggie grabs the sheriff's arm and said, wait a minute, who are you? I'm the high sheriff, who are you? And I'm Reginald F. Lewis, I represent Reverend Chambers. Yes, he was a Wall Street, highly trained corporate lawyer, but he was a strong freedom fighter for civil rights.
He was Jesse Jackson's first big funder, handing Jesse Jackson a $100,000 check, unsolicited.
Reg Lewis, in many ways, was the Jackie Robinson of business.
I have to admit, when I first met Reg, I wasn't told that he was Black. There weren't that many Black entrepreneurs in New York City at the time.
He bought 64 companies in 31 countries for almost $1 billion. So in that sense, he is a pioneer.
The fact that we were able to close a gargantuan deal, given its international character, was just, it was absolutely off the charts.
There is no doubt that Reginald Lewis's success paved the way for me and many others. And I think that really is the test and demonstration of real leadership.
Keep going to build a better society in America, to be a compassionate America, that you keep going no matter what. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Pioneers, Reginald F. Lewis and the making of a billion-dollar empire.
This is phenomenal.
I did
I
not know about
this.
So Reginald Lewis, he one of the things that he did was he purchased the pattern company McCall in 1983, and with $1 million he saved from his dealings as a corporate lawyer, he led a $23 million buyout of a small dress pattern maker. And I used pattern when I was sewing. Mm-hmm. That was the patterns that I used. And 4 years later, after restoring the ailing company to financial health, Mr. Lewis sold McCall to John Crowther Company Group of Britain for $63 million. So he made a $43 million profit in cash, which bought him his personal profit or net worth to $50 million. He's most famous for executing a $1 billion buyout of Beatrice International Foods, and the deal was the largest offshore leverage buyout ever by an American company. Wow. He bought the snack food, beverage, and grocery store conglomerate in 1987 for $985 million, and he turned it into a company which at its peak in 1996 was bringing in $2.2 billion a year. At the time, it was the largest African-American owned and managed business in the U.S. and ranked 512 on Fortune magazine's list of 1,000 largest companies.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
That is phenomenal.
So he died. He died of brain cancer in 1993. So that was like right after he bought the company. Wow. At the young age of 50.
Wow, that is phenomenal. So, he is definitely a trailblazer.
Yeah. So that's some history, and that's the sad thing in our community. Mm-hmm. We don't talk about, this was a man of today, not a man of yesterday.
Some people probably don't even know.
Right.
Him.
And I knew because I was out here at the time in 93. I had just kind of started my entrepreneurial life. Mm-hmm. And so by starting that, I kind of was, doing my research and I was writing a business plan for my business. And so I was doing my research on who were some $1 billion industries and what was the marketplace out there, and that's how I found out. And then I read about him and so forth. And
that's phenomenal.
Isn't that amazing?
I definitely want a copy of that video and that narrative.
And then you want to see the PBS special because it's going to go into more detail on his life. And now his wife actually runs the company, and I don't know if his daughter's there, but that was his daughter. So I don't know if she's also involved. But isn't that
definitely
absolutely
a pioneer in the African American?
And I think that's for our businesses. They need to see that we don't have to run ma and pa businesses.
That's right.
Right, we can leverage our business up to that. We don't. There's no limit to how and where and where we're supposed to stop.
Right, and we don't necessarily have to do business with the man. We can do business with ourselves and others like us.
Exactly. I mean, he did what they do.
Yeah.
But he was an African American man who was very proud, and he was a civil rights activist. So, and that's, I think, is very important for us to continue and to talk about people that have done great things and that are continuing to do great things, and definitely highlight and honor those that are doing that type of business today.
They need to make a movie about him.
Yeah, well, they are. They're doing a documentary about his life, and our kids can see that, and that's the image that we want to portray when I do the entrepreneurial classes. That you too can create these kind of businesses, right? So we need people to know that. One of our guests today, Layla, she's done some amazing things in business, and she doesn't think small. I was very impressed when I saw she was at the Bella Network conference, and just how we think about doing business. We just have to think about doing it on a bigger level and get out. Once you start it, then you need to, that's when you hire your employees and let them run the day to day, and you're still out there getting bigger and bigger. He couldn't have done that being behind the desk.
And that's why we got to be able to build our infrastructure, build that infrastructure solid so you can build on that and move to the greater things. We want small businesses to move from an informal status to a formal status. That's
right.
What we want.
Exactly.
Yes.
So because that's what our community needs. Just think about that. What if we had like 20 people like Reginald Lewis? Yeah. Our communities wouldn't be in the shapes that they are. People would be making decent salaries and growing, and we'd be very there would be no gentrification in our communities because we would have a mainstay. We'd own the property and the buildings and all that sort of stuff. The schools, the politicians.
Well, through our efforts here on the Business Zone, I'm sure we'll be able to start helping to galvanize that type of effort for our small business, our entrepreneurs, and make it happen.
Yes, I'm sure. Yes,
definitely.
As long as everybody wants to do it. I mean, like the whole reason that we do what we do is so that we can help people dream bigger, and then eventually move into that, create and make that, visualize that, and then make that a reality.
And with that being said, we're at the bottom of the hour, so we'll roll into our sponsorship. Who our sponsors are today. We've got 3 sponsors for this program, and one of them is
the Recycling Black Dollars.
And for those of you who are listening who don't know what Recycling Black Dollars is, Crystal?
It is the consciousness of black people.
That's right. It makes you awaken. Okay?
Yes, awaken you and let you realize that you need to put your dollars back into our community so we have a better community to live in. We support small businesses through networking and workshops and classes. We have a resource guide that has been in existence, I want to say, for the last 15 years, and it's to advertise your business. I'm getting ready to launch. So our breakfast mixer is next Tuesday. We do a monthly breakfast mixer every second Tuesday at Denny's at 8 o'clock in the morning on Crenshaw, 3740 Crenshaw. So we're launching our 2018 resource guide has been published, so it will be available, and we're launching our new website on the 18th.
Good. And just for the audience that's listening, and thank you for listening to the Business Zone. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for spending your time to learn about business resources, entrepreneurship, how it comes together with small business and supply diversity to create success. But what we also want to tell you is that our dollar, it does not stay long in our community. Crystal, you want to tell them how long that dollar lived for?
Our dollar stays 6 hours in our community.
6 hours. That's how long the dollar lives in our community.
That floors you, doesn't it?
It kills me. Because 6 hours, let me see. So I woke up this morning at 8:30. So 6 hours from 8:30 is going to be what? About 12:30, 2:30, right? Somewhere around there, right? So at 2:30, that dollar is dead. It's gone from our community. Right, it's somewhere else.
Because you know what happened, right? Because you got if you were an employee, you got your check today, Friday, and 2:30. If you went to work at 6, 2:30 you got off, right? And then you went to the bank. You put it in the white bank. And there you go.
Yeah, 6 hours later, it's gone.
It's gone.
And in the Jewish community and the Latino community, the Asian community, it lives much, much longer. It lives weeks, right?
Yeah, it actually it gets turned over, I want to say, and it stays in about 14 days. In the Hispanic community, in the Jewish communities, about 17, 18 days. In the white community, forever. So
we got to do better, small businesses. We've got to do better. And the reason I raise this point is because many of us don't know this, so we really want to put it out there so that you know. And also, if you can help a small business, not to provide charity for them, but to support them because they provide the services and the products that you need, as opposed to buying from the competition who may not be in your community. That's all we're saying. So our next sponsor is Small Biz Pro. And Small Biz Pro is a program that I own. And it's a business management and compliance system that helps small businesses to become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready by allowing you to upload your documents, store it all in one place so you can retrieve them in seconds, 10 seconds or less whenever you need them. Also, if you need bid and contract opportunities, they're all collected in one location for you. If you want to conduct some market research, you can also do that in one place. So that's what Small Biz Pro is all about. And small businesses, if you're running your business, you don't have a system like that, you need to think about getting a system like that. And our third sponsor is the state of California, Crystal.
Yes.
The Department of General Services.
Mm-hmm.
And they provide contract opportunities and certification for small businesses. Right?
Yes, and then some of those tax dollars that you actually pay in can come back to you by doing contractual work with the state of California.
Yes, and what Crystal and I are doing in our program, we've got a mastermind program that we run, and our next class is coming up February 22nd. Mm-hmm. And what we do is we teach you how to become business ready, and also what we do is we assist you in applying for this certification with the state of California so that you in turn can go out and seek opportunities, contract opportunities with the state of California. Our goal this year, Crystal, is to help as many of you obtain at least a $50,000 contract. $50,000 contract. Think about that, how that could change your business to start. Our goal is to get you up to that $250,000 because why are we doing $250,000, Crystal?
So that the tax reform bill will benefit you.
There you go. That tax bill that they tell you about recently that benefits the rich and the big companies, it starts at $250,000. So if we can get you to that level, then you will step over all those hurdles and you don't have to pay all that money to Uncle Sam.
Because at the present moment, the tax bill, since January, since it happened, right, so they said that because it wasn't going to affect you and I,
Mm-hmm.
we ain't going to see none of that, right? We're still going to have to pay money.
Mm-hmm.
But the employee would see a whopping $2. It's supposed to be $20.
Yeah.
This young lady said last week, she goes, I got a whole additional $1.41. That's how much I got.
And they're bragging about that. They're going, this is an accomplishment.
No, I told her, I said, don't spend that all in one place.
So if we really want to see money from this bogus tax, I strike that. From this great tax bill that just got passed, then we really want to seek out opportunities that will elevate us past that to the $250,000, right? $250,000, $250,000. So that's what we're trying to do. So 5 of those $50,000 contracts within the year, that will get you there. And also the state of California has a system wherein if you are on their preferred list, they will reach out to you because all they need to do is to obtain 2 quotes on any product or service that they have, providing you're a certified small business in their system. All they need is 2 quotes. That means when they reach out to only 2 vendors, then your chances of getting a contract is 50-50. That means one of the 2 of you will get that contract, and you can get contracts up to $250,000. So that's what we're trying to do in our mastermind program.
And what do they call that? They call that low-hanging fruit.
Low-hanging fruit. It's right here in front of your face. So all you got to do is just pick it and eat it. Okay?
And there's so many of them. LA Unified, their low-hanging fruit is like $8 million a month.
Yes. Yes.
Right? That's how much they spend out in LA Unified every single month.
Yes.
Somewhere around $8 million. And that's those non-compete bids.
That's what I'm talking about. So small businesses, we want to wake you up so you can start thinking about this. See, we've taken 10 minutes of our show time to talk about that because we really want you to start paying attention. But in order to do that, we got to get you business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready.
Right.
So with that being said,
Want to take a break?
Yes. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and take a break. So you're on the Business Zone with
Krista
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. Take a break.
Hello, meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors because she uses Small Biz Pro to manage her business daily. Lucy just clicks on Small Biz Pro from her tablet, mobile phone, laptop, or any internet-accessible device for data retrieval, and she's got it. Lucy introduces Larry to Small Biz Pro, and now Larry is more organized and can now find all of his documents and new bid opportunities in seconds. Larry now saves $120 in labor costs for each missing or misplaced document. Just simply go to your web browser and log into smallbizpro.net and register today for a limited 30-day free trial offer. Services start as low as $1 per day. Let's put the competition out of business. Small Biz Pro. If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. Register now at smallbizpro.net and begin saving money. Email info@smallbizpro.net or call 626-533-1186.
Each year, the state of California contracts for billions of dollars of goods and services. We as a state can and should leverage our spending power to achieve policy goals that help the people of California. One major policy goal we have is to create jobs and grow our state economy. Promoting the development of small businesses within California is a great way for us to do that, because California small businesses are the engine of economic growth. 95% of companies in California are small businesses, and with the right opportunities, these small businesses can grow to become the next Apple, Netflix, or Tesla. So let's all do our part to promote small business development and grow our state economy. Together, we can really make.
So we're back on the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. And Crystal, who do we have in the studio today?
We have in the studio today, first of all, this segment topic is called Trends and Opportunities That Create Potential Wealth. Mm-hmm. So we're always talking about business and the different types of businesses that people can go in that truly should match their personalities, right? Because not all business is for everybody, right?
That's correct.
What you and I do, we do because we have a passion for what we do.
That's right.
So these two young ladies over here, they're doing a business that I assume match their personality, and we're going to find out about it. But they're with a company called Surge 365, and it's a travel agency, and it's a network marketing opportunity. So we're going to find out all about Surge and how it helps and what are the personalities that actually get into network marketing opportunities, and what is the potential income that can be made, because it's all about the money.
All about the money.
So Ms. Veronica Spigner, Elizabeth Spigner, right?
Spigner.
Spigner? Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, Spigner. And I'm sorry,
Arlyne Thompson.
And Arlyne Thompson.
Yes.
So welcome, ladies.
Welcome to the Business Zone.
So first of all, tell us a little bit about you and why Surge 365, and what was it about that particular opportunity that attracted you to it?
Well, for one thing, I love to travel. I'm a veteran. I've been in the military.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And yeah, so it's the list of where where I didn't go would be shorter than the places that I went.
Okay.
So Surge 365 is a wonderful travel business in which I can travel pennies on a dollar in the same amount that I did when I was in the military, because you have those wonderful military discounts. And so that's what Surge 365 is all about, where you travel more, save more, and you can travel in pennies on a dollar. It's a private membership, has wonderful products, but the part that I like the most is that I'm a builder. I like the network marketing side.
Okay.
So in other words, the money-making side.
Okay, so you make more money in the networking building side than you actually do in the travel side.
Absolutely, absolutely. And they call me Coach. My name is Coach Arlyne Thompson. I my story is a little bit different. I worked in the city for L.A. County.
Okay.
Retired on a fixed income at 55, 13 years ago. Okay. So I always say if the income was fixed, somebody fixed it. So
they did.
The opportunity came along for me to get involved in the travel industry. And within 9 months, I made up for 30 years of retirement mistakes. Because, financially had made some investments, opened up a dress shop over on La Brea, and basically didn't have that retirement cushion. And so this became my plan B. So, was able to be one of the top money earners in the company and driving the company car, made $1 million within a 12-month period, and had the opportunity to literally travel the world. But the story was I was raising my 3 grandchildren, too. So, it was an opportunity for me to be able to provide for them, too. So Surge has been an incredible opportunity to create that financial freedom. And I always say if you're going to create wealth, you got to do it from the neck up, not the neck down.
Yeah, exactly.
So
how did you get introduced to Surge?
Interesting story, because the lady that introduced me was in her 70s, and she gave me a call one day, and I refused because I was doing something else. I was successful with that, and I told her I was not interested. But, God used her as the catalyst, not only to help myself, but just thousands of other people. So with that, Miss Bessie, like I said, became financially free, too, through that one decision. So you never know who's going to bring it to you.
So people out there, how do they know about Surge? How do they learn about it? And how do they come in contact with it?
Well, we're a national and international company. We have a platform where people can give away a product called the Vortex. And when they give away a travel booking engine, they have the ability to earn whatever the customer saves. So if they booked a trip to Dubai and they saved $1,000, then that person would earn $1,000. So it's a way for them to create passive income without selling anything by giving it away, and they can give it away globally and still have income coming into their household. And that's just one of the products. The other one is the ability to have a membership that's VIP, and the membership will allow them to get discounts. And literally, we have an algorithm that goes out and searches the lowest prices in travel. And then we have a 150% guarantee that if you find it cheaper on a highly advertised site, then we will give you 150% of the difference, but we'll do that in reward credits. Isn't that
okay, so now you're talking about traveling, and you're talking about some stuff that's a little bit down my alley. So I just want to throw my feelers out there and figure out some things. So let's say I'm going to Vegas.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any programs to satisfy my needs?
Oh, my goodness. 2 weeks ago, I went to Vegas, stayed at the Westgate 4-star.
That's where I stay.
It was $22 a night.
$22 a night?
You heard me.
How do you do that?
Book it through your membership. Earn reward credits for doing it, too.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so the last time I had a contract in Vegas, it was for 8 weeks, 8 alternate weeks.
Yes.
So I would fly up every other week.
Yes.
Now there's some weeks where they have special events in Vegas.
Yes.
You can't find a hotel anywhere.
Yes.
And if you do find it, it's anywhere from $300 to $600 or even $1,000 a night.
Again.
So how does your program help out in that way?
Well, because when they have the high occupancy with the hotels, you definitely are still going to get the lowest rate, because the algorithm goes out and searches for the lowest price and brings it back to you. So you have the opportunity to be able to do that and literally undercut what's out there.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So does someone out there, if they are interested, do they get to sample your program, try it out for a little bit, test ride it?
Absolutely, because the Vortex is free.
Yeah.
And they just, they try it. They don't get as great a discount as the member does, but in the package, it's just so low of a buy-in that it really kind of pays off, because now they can take previously non-taxable deductions and turn them into tax deductions.
Interesting.
Now, I will have to say, last year when I went to the Power Network conference, I had booked for the whole conference, but somehow or another at the hotel they messed up the register. Right, so they dropped off my Saturday stay, and I was staying there. I was not leaving until Sunday. Yeah. So when it was close, the time was getting close, so I was calling in to confirm everything. I realized they had dropped off the 8th, which was the day that I need to be there, and I need to be there for the 9th. So I was getting it was a little bit more than $900 or some crazy amount for one day.
Yes.
It was like $832 for one day, when I had already paid like $159 for the each individual day. Right. So my one day was going to cost more than my 3 days.
Wow.
So I couldn't find it anywhere cheaper. So I did call Veronica, and I think I paid about $5-something with them, $5.50, because it was the only place I could get a cheaper rate.
Really?
Wow. Right. I still paid more for that one day than I did for the 3 days.
So Veronica, you showed up. That is great.
Yeah. So you have the conference this year.
Yes, I do. I do plan to go to the Power Networking Conference, and I want to bring 100 people with me.
Okay,
including 100 young people. So 100 adults and 100 young people. So I'm in the process of finding those people.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you've spoken to Barbara Lindsay, I assume, because George Frazier will be here very soon.
Yes.
And so are you going to help with the travel for those of us that are going back to the Power Conference, which is in July? It's over the holiday weekend, so the prices are already crazy. And so for the hotel, because it's 4th of July, and it actually, you fly in. I flew in the day before. I'm flying in 2 days before this go round. Right. The day before, and you're there the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, and then the 9th is the last day. The 8th is actually the last day, so you fly on that Sunday. Wow. So there, we always bring a contingency from California. I think we had about 45 people last year.
Exactly. Wow. If anyone is interested in going with our group with the Power Network Conference, and Coach Arlyne Thompson with the California expansion team is going to be coming too, right? They can email me at surgegroupeconomics@gmail.com.
Say that again.
surgegroupeconomics@gmail.com.
Okay.
Give me your name, your phone number, and what industry you work in.
Okay.
Because I'm in the process of building 25 group economics. Heard of Dr. Claude Anderson?
Yes.
Okay. As an independent project, I'm using the Powernomic principles of group economics. And these 25 groups are what we need to heal our community. Real estate, health, finance, food, you name it. So if you out there and you have those different entities, you in business that have those categories, please email me, okay? Because we need all of you. But in connection to the travel business, with the networking side of that, okay, I'm going to help you build income, okay? And what I'm doing right now is something that with the category that's called all inclusive. I will set you up in which you can earn really $50,000. Yes. I'm in the process of doing that right now. Eleanor Johnson, she's the owner of the business. She's a member of the Black Business Women Rock Network. Okay. Her team is what I'm building. Okay. She already have 3 members called 3+1. Okay. I'm a builder, so I help you build. So we already have 3 members, okay, on her team, plus the 1. Okay, that 1 is called a team builder. And I am so proud that I have a young, wonderful organization called the Young Ladies with Potential.
Okay.
And with that organization, because she is in that one position, we're going to help her earn $50,000 for an organization.
So let's talk about the backside of it. That's cool. So we talked about the travel, which is the product.
Right.
The only network marketing potentially I've ever been involved in was in my early part of my career, and it was Mary Kay. And I really liked Mary Kay because I liked the product, and so I could sell the product. But I did like the premise behind why she started Mary Kay, and it was really for housewives that needed an outside world and to be able to create their own income so they would feel independent within their own home. So that I was really all about that, and I believe Princess House, which has been around for a very long time, is under that, works under that same premise, and I think and there's some cuttery that's like that as well. I can't remember what they are, but I know they've been around a long time. So what's the backside? What does it, first, what's the entry? What's your capital to get in into becoming a surge?
Well, for the young ladies with potential, for the 3+1 position, which is the surge business associate, only $10. Oh yes,
$10.
Only $10.
$10 to start?
To sell.
Yes, to sell, to be able to sell the business, and you can earn all the way up to $1 million with this business. You can earn the $50,000 challenge, the $1,000 bonus is unlimited, residual income, the works.
And so, how do they do that? What's the process for earning?
Well, that's basically we have 3 products, and the first one is the ability to be able to have the Vortex, which is the travel website that people can go and book their travel. And whatever they save, that's what you earn. And then the second one is strictly having the opportunity to have a membership. And the membership is VIP, where you get the lowest prices. So the membership will allow them to do their golfing. They have a store. They have the opportunity to get lifestyle, to take cruises, and everything that they do, they have the ability to earn. And then the third product is the Platinum, which has a career opportunity as a travel professional. It gives them an opportunity to have the membership and to be able to earn money by just literally giving out their website address. People globally can go and book, and whatever they save, that's what you earn. And in addition to that, the company gives you reward credits through your membership and through the Vortex that will allow you to be able to utilize just like cash. So it's like virtual cash. So instead of booking regularly, you now have the ability to be able, instead of getting a receipt, you're basically getting paid to do what you already are doing.
So that's 3 different revenue streams.
3 products.
Three products. You got your Vortex, which you get a residual or percentage of something from the
you get the reward credits and whatever the customer saves. Yes.
Okay. And then 2, you
the membership. But that just allows you to get the reward credits and the additional savings.
Okay.
Yes.
And then 3, the building the team, the network marketing.
Yes.
And so what kind of time commitment are we talking about for that individual that is interested in going into that?
Well, one of our top earners out of North Carolina, this young lady works a full-time job, and she's been doing this part-time, and she's hit almost $200,000 within a year. Having the ability to be able to go out there and just do it through doing live presentations like Zoom, being able for people to live in the living rooms and be able to present the information. So I think the industry is changing, that people don't have to do a rah-rah meeting or anything. They get the information. It makes sense. The consumer can see how they can make money, but how we can help our communities when people come later, maybe they've come out of prison, or maybe they've been challenged, and maybe they have disabilities. They have the ability that they can do this because it's internet based, and it's something that everybody does, and the ability to give it away. And the website converts into 6 languages. So we got English, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, French, and Mandarin. So the website will really suit the community that's booking the travel. So if they're Spanish speaking, the whole website converts into Spanish. Okay. So they have the ability to do that. So that's a difference than you would get on any other site. So it's very unique, and the product was created for our company, Surge 365.
So someone like me who speaks Chinese fluently.
Yeah, I know you can spit Mandarin.
So someone like myself who probably just want to travel, I want to fly to Vegas, do my workshops, come back. How would this benefit me?
Well, it's going to benefit you with the savings also. And the other thing is, we have Southwest on our site, which is unique because they're generally not on any other platform.
How about JetBlue?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You have JetBlue too?
Absolutely.
Because that's the one I take.
Yeah.
So let's say, because my next workshop start March 28th. Mm-hmm. So let's say I got to book a flight for that. What do I do? What's the step? What's the process?
Do it just like you normally do. Just go to your site, click on flights, put in your date of departure, your date of return, click, book your ticket, add in your membership. So if you have United points or any airline JetBlue points, you can put in your reward
book
credits.
The flight through your site.
Through your own site. We'll give you the Vortex and you book it from yourself.
Oh, so as a regular little Joe on the street, I'm gonna get a website.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. Well, you get one anyway when you go to a
regular little Joe. I'm gonna get a website.
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. You're gonna have the ability to do that. We're doing a huge.
So it's not gonna cost me anything.
No, not anything to be a customer.
All I got to do is just go in, book my flight.
Absolutely.
And then you're going to give me a number, and I put that number in.
Absolutely. You put in your first name, last name, email address, and create your own password.
Really?
And you just go in and book from there.
That's it?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
24/7, 365.
If that's the case, let's start. Let's start. Because I got these series of workshops coming up.
You invested quite a bit in travel, did you?
But the other thing is, you have the ability to book that set of rooms and earn revenue from your own convention. We're doing one at the end of April. And so we're doing at the Rio, so we have the ability to be able to now not only get the space, but the rooms and all of the amenities in your excursion. Absolutely. All of the majors. Yeah, you can rent a car, book your hotel.
Well, y'all done just sold Gilbert.
Yeah, you just did. Because that contract cost me a lot of money last year.
She seems to be excited about it.
It cost me a lot of money last year. I hotel, rent a car, flights. It was just unbelievable.
So Search 360, because now both Gilbert and I, although I haven't sold the first, actually I have. I do it through someone else, Legal Shield, but only because it fits in my business. Because we're always telling our business owners to make sure that they have a team, and sometimes it's very costly to hire an attorney and put them on retainer. But Legal Shield works for that. So then 360 is a compliment, just like a legal
Absolutely.
shield.
And there's no conflict with any other business, no matter what. Because everybody travels and does conferences and have the ability. They want to save money.
Because you know we've got a big megaphone here, so if this works for us, we're going to tell everybody. We're going to tell all of our small businesses. Right?
Oh, absolutely.
So this is good.
Right. So, okay. So this helps me understand, because I'm more of a traditional type of business, and definitely making my own money and it not going to anybody else but me. I'm a little selfish
and if we
like
get
that.
to recycle this dollar, then that's a good thing.
So the type of person we're thinking that would be interested is obviously a retired individual like yourself, one that's working a job that needs other streams of income that don't, like me. I got 19 jobs, so I won't be able to put as much into it. But for someone that's not looking to start a business from the ground, so what does the company Surge provide for that salesperson that's coming in, as far as training and so forth, the back office?
Everything is provided for you, from the training to the information to the videos. We have a mobile app that's absolutely phenomenal. So a person can sit on the mobile app and send out videos based on the demographics of the person. So if they're a millennial, we have videos for millennials. If they're a person that's interested in recreation, we have that. If it's somebody who's a baby boomer, we have videos for that. So it really encompasses every single market. And if we can catch our young people early enough to be able to teach them that they can create their own economy with a low investment, so they'll be able, for $177 or $277 or $477, which is the highest point that they can purchase one of the products, and then for $10 to be able to market the product. It's unbelievable.
So I do infrastructure, so I'm coming at this from a different angle.
Yes.
And Crystal point was really an excellent one. So when I work with small businesses, I make sure that they're in compliance with regulations, operating regulations. So for this business, do they need a business license?
They're 1099. No, they do not.
So they're a
Because the company
consultant.
exactly.
Independent
Independent representatives. Absolutely,
Okay.
yes.
So that means, are they going to use their social, or should they apply for a tax ID number?
Either one. So you can do it under your business, or you can do it on your personal Social Security number. Absolutely. So it's their choice.
Okay.
So some people operate as their business. So if they have a business and they're operating their business through that, they have the ability to utilize it.
Gilbert, I when you said that, like when I have my travel presentations, we don't have to, do all that, but I want to do that.
Okay, to be legit.
Yes, exactly. And to use your service.
Right.
And then I would like to present to anybody else if they want to,
right,
too.
Right.
Because I really like that. To be
I think that would be good because
necessary.
Yeah, because many entrepreneurs, they don't understand the ramifications, so they get involved in business. Next thing you know, they're receiving a bill from the state, the county, and the city. Because they didn't register their business, they don't have a license, their fictitious business name wasn't done. So I just want to make sure that we're guiding them along the right path so they don't get into those troubles as well. You see what I mean?
That's great.
Right.
And that's something that we can always use as independent contractors, that we have the ability to have the services of someone. And that really comes from an educational level.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I think it comes from an educational level. And again, once you get into, making the big bucks, you definitely want to be able to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And since we're on this topic right now, I just want to say this. Today is February 9th. And for those of you who have a business license with the city of Los Angeles, your business license is due on February 28th. So don't forget it, February 28th. So between now and then, you need to go online and make sure you either pay whatever you owe because of what your sales are, or it will be free if your revenues are less than $110,000. So you just want to know that, because if you don't do that by the 28th, you're going to be paying $300. I want you to know that.
All right.
A little message. A little public service
message.
Before we leave, I would like to list wonderful qualities of the person that we're going to be funding for, fundraiser for, young ladies with potential. It's 100% of the Young Ladies with Potential members graduate from high school.
Oh, okay.
The Young Ladies with Potential, they served over 5,000 teenage girls. 95% attend a 4-year university, 2% in community college, 3% have a vocational or trade program. Since 1990, only 1% of the young ladies have become pregnant.
Wow.
All Young Ladies with Potential participants have a minimum GPA of 2.75. And 33% of the Young Ladies with Potential participants are on the honor roll. So this is our first nonprofit. It could be a business, whatever, but our first nonprofit group that we're doing this for. And it's our first one. So we're so excited about that. Wanda Jefferson is the person that started this organization. She started here in Los Angeles. She relocated in Atlanta right now. And I love Atlanta, Georgia, because Atlanta, Georgia is the place where they had the celebration of the very first person in Surge 365 that earned the $50,000.
Very good.
Oh, okay. Wow.
But Wanda Jefferson is going to come here to Los Angeles to have the celebration. And
fantastic.
I would like to have it in the Merck Park.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
So we're looking forward to that. In 100 days. We need to get 100 supporters in her organization and in her team builder to earn the $50,000 in 100. So 100 people within 100 days.
Well, we certainly want to invite you guys back when you get to that milestone.
Yes.
We would love to invite you back on the show, on the Business Zone, so you can talk about those accomplishments. And who knows, maybe by then I will have used your service, and if it's a good experience, then I can brag about it.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
And actually, I can see this working, especially young college students. You know, these type of businesses work well for them because they need to have that extra revenue stream.
Yes.
But, you know, I know my nephew, he flew home. He's in Texas. First, he went to his undergrad in Dayton. So there were certain times he couldn't come home because we just didn't have the money for him, right? So he came home for Christmas. And then, of course, he came home in the summertime. But we would have liked to maybe have seen him or somewhere in between that. And even now in Texas, it's still not cheap for them to come home. And he's now only 2 hours away from us. But that would be good because, you know, they're always going back and forth, at least for 4 to 5 years, right? And then he went on for his graduate program. So that's been 6 years he's been traveling back and forth. So that would be something great for a young college student to be. And I know some of his friends actually did the cutlery when they were in school. They sold that because they could go from campus to campus, and you got a whole school, right? Depending on the size of the school. So that might be a good marketing spot for you to hang out in, right? To be able to do some recruitment for young college students that are traveling back and forth away from wherever they are. It doesn't really matter. I don't know what the percentage of college kids that go away from every city, but that would be a great opportunity for them to make money in the entry, and then that would help you guys continue on with this program. There's at least 100 kids at a school.
Sounds great.
That are traveling.
I wish we could spend more time with you guys, but we're running out of time. And we want to thank you for coming by and educating us on this process because we knew nothing about this before. So this is real education. And again, like I say, once I use this system and if it really works for me, I got a big mouth, so I'm going to tell everybody.
He's going to be telling everybody.
I'm going to tell everybody. So, you know the rule of marketing, right?
Absolutely.
Something goes well, you tell a few people. But if it goes poorly, you tell everybody you come in contact with. So we don't want it to go poorly because we want to keep recycling those dollars in the community. So we want to thank you guys for being on the Business Zone. Thank you. And for those of you who are listening, our number here is 323-293-3375. If you want to get some more information on our guest, then give us a call or you can go online. We're streaming live right now, so you can go on YouTube. And you can
actually, MorrisMediaLive.com. You can see it on. And then once the show is ended today, between now and next week, I will have edited it and I'll send it over to you guys. And in the description on YouTube, it will have your contact information. So make sure you send me everybody's contact information and how and if you got a little bit of blurb of how they can get involved, send that or email that over to me and I'll include that in the description. And then you as well can use this video on your websites and however you reach out to people.
Thank you so
Excellent.
much. Okay.
So you're on the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert. We're going to take a break and bring in our next guest. Take a break.
Hello, meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors because she uses Small Biz Pro to manage her business daily. Lucy just clicks on Small Biz Pro from her tablet, mobile phone, laptop, or any internet-accessible device for data retrieval, and she's got it. Lucy introduces Larry to Small Biz Pro, and now Larry is more organized and can now find all of his documents and new bid opportunities in seconds. Larry now saves $120 in labor costs for each missing or misplaced document. Just simply go to your web browser and log into smallbizpro.net and register today for a limited 30-day free trial offer. Services start as low as $1 per day. Let's put the competition out of business. Small Biz Pro. If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. Register now at smallbizpro.net and begin saving money. Email info@smallbizpro.net or call 626-533-1186.
Each year, the state of California contracts for billions of dollars of goods and services. We as a state can and should leverage our spending power to achieve policy goals that help the people of California. One major policy goal we have is to create jobs and grow our state economy. Promoting the development of small businesses within California is a great way for us to do that, because California small businesses are the engine of economic growth. 95% of companies in California are small businesses, and with the right opportunities, these small businesses can grow to become the next Apple, Netflix, or Tesla. So let's all do our part to promote small business development and grow our state economy. Together, we can really make.
Hello, meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors because she uses Small Biz Pro to manage her business daily. Lucy just clicks on Small Biz Pro from her tablet, mobile phone, laptop, or any internet-accessible device for data retrieval, and she's got it. Lucy introduces Larry to Small Biz Pro, and now Larry is more organized and can now find all of his documents and new bid opportunities in seconds. Larry now saves $120 in labor costs for each missing or misplaced document. Just simply go to your web browser and log into smallbizpro.net and register today for a limited 30-day free trial offer. Services start as low as $1 per day. Let's put the competition out of business. Small Biz Pro. If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. Register now at smallbizpro.net and begin saving money. Email info@smallbizpro.net or call 626-533-1186.
Each year, the state of California contracts for billions of dollars of goods and services. We as a state can and should leverage our spending power to achieve policy goals that help the people of California. One major policy goal we have is to create jobs and grow our state economy. Promoting the development of small businesses within California is a great way for us to do that, because California small businesses are the engine of economic growth. 95% of companies in California are small businesses, and with the right opportunities, these small businesses can grow to become the next Apple, Netflix, or Tesla. So let's all do our part to promote small business development and grow our state economy. Together, we can really make.
Hello, meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors.
So we're back on the Business Zone with
Krista
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. And we had a very interesting segment earlier, and now we're going to have another interesting segment. Crystal, who do we have in the studio?
We have Miss Layla Christie, and she is like a PR branding guru. and for our small businesses, you know, that's a hard thing for them. So we're going to talk about what you need to do to create a brand for your business and why it's so important, and how it can increase your revenue and change your business by people just knowing who you are and what your business is.
Yeah,
so
I might need to learn a little bit about that for my business too. So.
You think so?
Oh yeah,
your brand.
I might learn a little.
Here. A little thing or two. I'm sure you will.
My brand.
About your brand. I mean, because we're those individuals that we kind of are our brand.
That's right.
Yeah. So
that's right.
We're not quite like Kim Kardashian, but they're like their own brand, right?
That's right.
So let me pull up Ms. Layla, because she's a very impressive young lady here. I met her at the Bella Network conference, and I know you and you helped her get her certification.
Yes.
So you know her from that level. So let everybody else know who she is. So let me pull her up here. So Layla Christie is the founder of the Society 19th Group. And I definitely want to know why we named it, how that name came about. And she is known to many as a product developer, brand strategist, seasoned digital influencer, media group publisher, fashion designer, and master event planner professional with more than 12 years experience in developing and staging brand campaigns, talent placement, and special events. Her career is multi-dimensional from independent publicist to marketing account exec to fashion designer. Layla is recognized for her out-of-the-box marketing campaigns, event presentations, and creative concepts. So welcome to the Business Zone. Glad to have you.
Welcome to the Business Zone, Miss Layla Christie.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more than this paper, because this is a lot. You've done a lot of stuff in your career.
I actually got started in the business of fashion as far as FIDM, the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising. And when I chose a career, I actually was supposed to be to be a doctor, actually.
Oh, okay.
And my grandfather was telling me when I was little, he was like, you need to be a doctor, you need to be a doctor. And I was like, I'm going to be a doctor, I'm going to be a doctor. And then for some strange reason, I used to watch my grandmothers. They sewed. They had these Singer sewing machines. And then I would, dibble here and there as far as like knitting and sewing. And then my girlfriend told me about FIDM, the Fashion Institute. And then I was like, oh, I could be creative. So I had a choice at FIDM to either be a fashion designer or merchandising, and they kept pushing merchandising on me, and I kept saying, I want to be a designer, I want to create. So where I'm at right now in my life, it started when I was 19, and I was creating as far as fashion brands for companies here in Los Angeles, California. So I work for quite a few people. I received my degree from the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, and we had to debut with a clothing line. And from there, I thought that was going to be my career until I got married and had kids, and then that's part of that story. But I actually designed as far as fashion for different manufacturers in Los Angeles from probably about a good 12 years before I decided to transition from the business and go more into media, public relations, and what is now called brand marketing.
So is that how you got the name, the Society 19, because you started at 19?
And it's actually the Society 19 Group.
Okay. Right.
And I named my company the Society 19 Group because I had a former name and I didn't like it because it was all about the person, the you factor. Mm-hmm. And then I actually went into prayer and meditation, and I was asking God, what could I name a company? So it's about a society. It's about being a part of a group. It's about, my favorite number. And wherever I go, the number 19 pops up. You said something about the 19th today. And then I got a number 19 everywhere. So that's like a number that I never thought it was my number until my parking space was number 19.
Oh, wow.
One of my sons was born on the 19th. I connected with this person that is one of my good friends on the 19th. It's just a lot of 19s coming up.
Okay.
So if a person Googles the number 19, it has a lot, and it's associated with God.
Oh, okay.
With the number 1 and the number 9, and you put it together. And then there was an amazing woman that she had a column as far as NOI, Nation of Islam, Sister Tainetta Muhammad.
Okay.
And she had the number 19. So I was just like, as I read, because I read anything from Deepak Chopra to Oprah to whomever, I thought it was important for me to understand what the number 19 was before I name, the company, which is about creating brands and social media, and then publicity is just, another level and stuff like that. So that's how it evolved, and this is where we're at.
That's fantastic.
That's an excellent story.
Yeah, you put some.
I never knew
really
that before.
Yeah, I put a lot into it, so I didn't just name it, but now I've been saying, the number more. So I would tell people, Google the number 19, find out what it means, and you'll understand why I named, why I named it what I named it.
Fantastic. It's so unique. And so it should, story. It should be able to spur on some conversation about it, and then that there is a story, because everyone has a story, but a lot of people don't know how to articulate that story around why they do what they do, especially their businesses.
That's great.
Yeah.
And that's part of the branding.
That's part of
having
branding.
Your story.
And I really am good at creating brands and names, because I always start. I remember when I was at FITM, we would have a canvas, or I was actually designing. I could take Gilbert's shirt, a man's suit, your blouse. I can make a pattern and sew it up, and it'll be done in 2.5 hours. So I still have that skill that I was trained. So I know how to sew. I know how to make patterns.
I may take you up on that.
To create and whatnot. I just got out of the business because my sons were younger. One of my sons hurt himself, and it kind of bothered me mentally. So I said, well, how can I create another way? So, when someone says they create brands, you really have to understand how to create. So you have to start somewhere, like the Fashion Institute, and then working for people in the business to come to where I am right now. Because I create magazines, I create companies. If you don't know what you want to create, I'll help and guide you to create it.
So it's an art and a science.
It's an art and a science.
So it's creative.
Yeah.
So you're creative.
I'm very creative.
And it's interesting because you hadn't gotten here yet. And I don't think you were here when we did the Reginald Lewis.
No.
Okay. So just before you got here, our Black History person today was Reginald F. Lewis, who he was one of the first Black billionaires, and so he bought McCall Patterns. In 1983. And he created he bought it for $23 million, brought it up and sold it for $63 million.
I think that's amazing. I wish I could have met him.
I know.
I still want to meet him.
He died when he was in 1983. But I was just the reason I brought it up was because there's going to be a documentary on him on PBS on February. That might be when you heard that number. You might have been coming in just at that point. So you might want to see that. So I'm also a seamstress. My mom was, everybody in my family, and when I was a little girl, not a little girl, when I was in my teens, I made all my own clothes at that time. And then my mom and I actually created a business. That was one of my first businesses. We were creating and making little girl pinafore dresses. Right. And we would sell them. It was really cute. And beautiful. My mom was a real, if you stood still long enough, she'd make a cover and put you in it.
She'll make you anything you want.
Yeah, that's how my family is. And my grandmother sewed, my uncle sewed. And then I found out, and I think I told you this, and I mentioned to somebody, I found out from my uncle, we were talking about our DNA and our ancestors, and I was, everybody in the family is some sort of seamstress or something, or tailor. So my uncle told me that my grandfather's brother actually was a tailor for the mafia in Chicago. It was Al Capone. And I was like, okay. But he had learned to sew, I guess, when he was on whatever plantation his people came from. And so it's actually maybe one of those genetic career or skill sets and talent. But it is when you're creating, when you're sewing, you get very creative. You do. And my mom made her own patterns. I didn't get that far, but she did all that stuff.
But let me distinguish the difference between what a fashion designer is and a seamstress. A fashion designer, the way I was trained, is we know how to sew, we know how to sketch, we know how to illustrate, we know how to be quiet, take a piece of paper, and then we had to illustrate and give it to a sample maker who is a seamstress who will design it for you. So not only as a fashion designer do you have to know how to design, but you have to know how to sew, you have to know how to illustrate, you have to know how to select fabrics and patterns and colors, and you're designing. And one thing I can say is some of the companies I work with, I remember I was hired by a South African company. I was working to design LA Galaxy soccer uniforms. So I created all these designs and things like that. I was a young girl.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so I mean, and I freelanced and I worked for quite a few companies, and people don't know that I actually was behind the scenes doing quite a few things in relationship to men's wear, women's wear, catalog, most of the people that bought from catalogs, and now you can go online. And I think if I could have stayed in the business, if I didn't have kids, I probably would, be somewhere in New York or Paris or whatever.
Yeah, because it does change your life a little bit, right? Yeah, having families. Because, when you look at, what is it, the show with the sewing show, the reality show, there's a couple of them, Project Runway.
Yeah, it's serious business. It's serious business because you have to be creative. You have to, not only think of a design, but you have pressure. And I think that's the part that, because I got married at 22 years old, I had my first child at 25, and I got in the business at 19. Yeah. So, and then there you go, the number 19 again. So it's one of those situations where I had to really select, is it going to be the family or the kids? I chose the kids and the husband at that time, when I was, of course, with the husband and the kids and stuff like that. And do I regret the decision? No. I mean, at first I was like, it's about the money, but when you have kids, it's not about the money, it's about the family.
Right.
So, there are sacrifices that have to be made in order to do what you need to do. But now I'm at that stage now that if someone came to me with the right opportunity, I would definitely design for them, because my sons are in college and I'm free. I could do whatever I want.
Oh, okay. So now, this could be your second year. Go back to what your passion was.
Yes.
So then you moved over into the digital world.
I did. As a matter of fact, the transition went from fashion design. I had a colleague that worked for Aaron Spelling, and she said, Leela, why don't you start getting in the entertainment business? I said, well, I don't know how to write and all that. I know how to write, but I was more into creating, designing, illustrating, sewing. And so then I said, okay, I can do that. So if someone shares something with me and I'm interested, I was like, okay, I could do it. So I got a job first at KCET, and then from KCET, I was working in membership, and I was like, I really am not feeling this. And a door opened for me to work at Fox Studios. So I used to arrive at the studios, 20th Century Fox Studios Home Entertainment, early, and I watched this gentleman from London who became a VP, and he said he never received a degree. And I said, well, how did you get in a VP position? And he says, because I get up early and I study. and he was from London, and he spoke very well, and he ran a portion of home entertainment with the president. I think her name was Pat. I forgot her last name. But I just studied and analyzed everything, and I was on the computer. I learned how to type, do all those different things at the time, and I learned about what is called IMDb now, and then I was like, you know what? I joined Women in Film. I said, you know what? I want to be a president. I want to be a president. So I remember coming to this guy that I work with, and I said, well, I want to move up in my position because I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go to the next level. And I wanted to go to the lot at Fox Studios, and I wasn't able to do that because I think that certain people wanted you to be a certain way.
Right.
And I'm the type of person you can't put me in a box.
Okay.
And if a person knows that you're if you come from the fashion world, you're going to create until the day you die, regardless of whether it's fashion, computers. So that transition led into the world of me understanding Fox Studios, understanding TV, film, music, joining organizations that were tied into women, and that's when I made the choice. I want to do public relations and branding. So the person I was married to at that time, he had a book that came out, and I was like, I want to see if I can, get somebody to, talk about your book. So I got him a book deal. I got him on featured in the New York Post and the Wave and all these different magazines, and I was like, I could do this. So then I got out there and I said, I'm a publicist. I'm going to do PR and marketing. And I would create media kits for them, the people that I represented, and that's how I got in the business. So I went from Fox to transitioning to figure out, do I want to do costume design or do I want to do PR? And then from PR, I remember all the technology I learned between Fashion CAD and then watching these graphic guys at the studios. Instead of me going to lunch, I would go watch them. And I said, I'm going to get me a Mac. I'm going to learn Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator and self-taught in a sense. And then I had a mentor. He died. His name was Zachary Collins. And he was like, you could do whatever you want to do. And he was just helping me to understand more about technology. So, between, mentors and friends and people that opened up doors for me, I just said I could do this. So, and that all had its start as far as like fashion and creation and stuff like that. Because I tend to study and learn and absorb and say, I can do this. And then when I know I can do it, I just focus on it and it happens.
And it just happens. That's interesting. Do you know Natalie Gaucher?
I have not. I think I met Natalie. We are connected, but
she does the social media. She was a social media. She actually held accounts, and now she's more of a trainer.
Right.
But her story is a little bit like yours. In the sense, she self-taught her.
Right.
She was into network marketing.
Right.
She was a fashion model.
Right.
So part of that creativity.
Right.
And then when she had her child,
right.
She was young.
Right.
And so she's like, okay, I need to be able to stay at home with my kid
right.
and at the same time work.
Right.
And so she created, and out of that came this amazing business that she has created. You guys definitely need to meet. Cause
we definitely do. And I think we're connected on Facebook. Kind of so funny to say Facebook from a social media standpoint. But, that was my transition.
Okay.
And then it's like I actually got into the world of social media marketing when, as a PR person, sometimes you would represent clients and you would pitch them to ABC, NBC, CBS, and some of the major magazines, and it would be a little challenging because certain magazines only want to hear about celebrities. Only want to hear about celebrities.
Okay.
They only want to hear about current events. They don't care if, like I represented Mark Christopher Lawrence, who was a part of NBC Chuck. I did work with Bentley Cal Evans. I worked with, indirectly with Nautica de la Cruz. She was more like a friend, per se. And worked with music artists, a lot of different people, per se. Even Carmelita Jeter.
Okay.
The track star. And the focus from a creative standpoint was the media kit. So my way of pitching was able to get them, through the doors. But the social media part came in when I was frustrated. And I was looking at the gentleman that created Facebook. And I was like, you know what? Zuckerberg, this guy is sharp. I joined Facebook and I was like, I want to create power player lifestyle. And, I was supposed to create it with someone. I just learned how to create an iWeb. my first little online magazine. I would just send it out to people.
Really?
And then I walked up to Diana Ross's daughter, Chutney Ross, and I was like, she's so great in fashion. I was like, can you write my fashion column? And she was like, okay. And so then when Obama was running for presidency in 2000, everyone knew about it in 2008. And when he was elected in 2009, I launched Power Player. And I just started emailing publicists and friends and saying, hey, I want to feature you. I want to feature your clients. I want to feature these people. So now when you go to the Power Player Lifestyle, I have publicists emailing me from all across the world.
Wow.
And that's how I got into social media. And I said, you know what? I want to help other people. So basically, Power Player Lifestyle, Goddess Couture News, Fab 5 Lifestyle, all the different magazines that you see, I have helped PR teams from Rogers and Cowan all the way down to the Mama Papa, PR firm to help them. And I've never received money or anything like that. So, it's a voice for publicists. And it's also a voice for people who are in brand marketing and promotion. So I self-invested in that. You know what I'm saying?
Fantastic.
So that's how I got into social media. And my colleagues were saying, Leela, and then I started learning how to design. So I know WordPress Manage. I know how to design websites. I understand about SEO, plugins. And yes, I am an expert. I'm very good at what I do. I have a team of people that work with me. And if a person needs, traffic sent to their site, or if they need someone to help them create an online magazine, or if they need a social media maven to step in and say, okay, what are you doing where no one's coming to your site? Now I can, do what I did for myself in 2009. Here in 2017, I'm doing it for other people.
And I think that's it, because most of us, I'm adapt. I can adapt to it, but still, it just to understand, it's almost like I know there's some sort of formula that you follow, and in order to get people, because I'm always complaining, we've been on the air for a year and a half, and I market it all over everywhere, and we have some amazing guests. So just being able to, I don't think they quite get it that when you come on a show of this nature, you're using it to market themselves as well. And if you are, then you're helping us grow as well. And then just to even get people to subscribe to our YouTube, it's like, what does it require?
Well, sometimes you have to hire people like myself or Natalie, and I am I'm an expert at it because I have built an audience. I have people emailing me. I've never met them in my entire life, and they're coming from all across the country and the world. So there's backlinks that are created. There's some tech things that I learned by sitting on YouTube. Some people don't have the time to sit and learn videos and self-taught. You don't have time for it. So that's when they come in and they say, Leela, we need you to come in and help us. So
do you produce videos also?
I'm sorry?
Do you produce videos also?
I actually have never thought. I have my own little blog called Just Over 40. So I actually need to do videos once a week because YouTube told me, Leela, you just got 1,000 people. Because I started that like in April last year. I said, why don't I do my own blog? Totally separate from, my online environments. And it's just about what I like and what I love. And I have about maybe 300 to 1,000 people coming in a day.
Wow. And you also, now, is this your fashion blog, or is there another blog that you...
This is just Leela's, it's called Just Over 40. So if you're a woman over 40 and you still want to look good and you're into fashion and you're into yoga and you're into health, because that's my world, health, fashion, yoga, fitness, that's what Just Over 40 is about.
Are some of those entrepreneurs?
You said what?
Are some of those people over 40, are some of those entrepreneurs?
Well, Just Over 40 is a blog site that caters to any person, but it's just addressing and sharing with people that just because you're 40, 50, 60 or whatever, and you come, you arrive at 40 plus, you can still look good, you can still wear great fashion, you can, be in the latest as far as like, holistic health, living, crystals, whatever it is. It's just Leela's world. And I just created something just for me, that I want to share with the world. Or not just for me, but I'm sharing information about what's hot from a woman's standpoint.
Oh, that's fantastic. But you also have other fashion. You've done other fashion blogs. I thought I remember from.
Well, Fab 5 Lifestyle is more of our couturier magazine.
Okay.
It's an online digital influencing magazine. So I promote brands that range from fashion to beauty. I have people that freelance as far as like being a beauty editor, a style editor, and that's something that comes from my love of fashion, tied into FIDM, tied into what I started when I was 19 years old.
Okay, so you still really are doing. You just did it differently.
I'm more creating it from a digital standpoint versus saying I'm going to sit behind a desk and illustrate and, make a dress or something like that. Because that's not where I see myself now. I don't see myself working for someone creating their empire. I like to have my own empires. And I want to help people build their empires and stuff like that.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. And it's so important. And as you've done that, you've created your own brand and brands for many others as well.
Right.
Wow. Because it seems so hard for most people to say, okay, what does that take? What does that require? You're talented or an expert in the area that you are expert in, but how do we get everybody else to know that you're that
Well, my thing is
expert?
everyone is not going to be Leela or Gilbert or you. You have to be in alignment. You have to be a person that loves to create. And if you don't have the time to create, you hire someone to help you so that you can create, so that you can manage, that you can flow. Because some people may have like the financial resources, but they may pay someone to say, hey, create. It's kind of like Alexander McQueen. Even though he's deceased, there is a design team that continues to bring that legend of fashion on, and they pay them to create. So you can still have the brand moving. Same with Karl Lagerfeld or Yves Saint Laurent or Guess. They have a team of fashion designers that create those brands. So that people go to the store and they buy that brand.
Wow, fantastic.
I think this is very interesting. It provides another side of this whole industry to people who may not have been this close to it.
Right.
People are just everyday Joe or Jane.
Right.
So this is good. This is very good.
Yeah.
Now, we want to delve a little bit more into you so the public knows a little bit more about you, what Layla Christine is all about. So your company is a woman-owned business.
It is.
It's certified as woman-owned.
We are certified.
Certified as minority-owned.
Right.
Certified as a small business enterprise.
Right.
And you're also certified as a disadvantaged business enterprise.
We are.
So with that being said, it positions you to go after different types of opportunities within those circles.
Right.
Whether it's government contract or even commercial contract.
Right.
And, you and I were talking, I think yesterday or the day before, and you were showing me a proposal that you did, which I was very impressed with.
Thank you.
Very, very impressed. And it's with the Navajo Indians?
It was the Navajo, the Navajo Nation.
Uh-huh.
And actually, I signed up for some government listing. I don't know. They found me or whatever as soon as I got certified.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I paid $100, $200 for the year. And they have this list that they send out every couple of days during the week. And the thing I learned about myself, especially when it comes to, government certifications, I was like, well, I don't know if they'll accept me. So I get in my head, and then I have to get out of my head and then get in alignment and say, okay, let's just go after it. So I seen the posting sometime in October, and I was hesitant. And I said, well, let me just go ahead and just, call a friend and, see if I can write a plan and put a team together, because I have a team of people that are consultants that will work with me, because I do take care of people when we are a team. And I just wrote it and I sent it to them. And though they had shared, hey, you're off budget, they said it was well written. So to me, I saved the letter because it meant a lot to tell me to take the time with all those proposals that come in and say, wow, she actually... it was well put together. So I just think that I probably may need the guidance as far as, well, how much do you ask for?
Yeah, right. Because I think that's a science
how much
all by
do you
itself.
ask for?
Yeah.
Right, because you kind of got to know that high bid
You don't
and a low
know.
bid. Yeah, you don't know.
I mean, because you don't want to say 100,000 and then the contract's $1 million. They're like, we're gonna hire her because she said 100,000.
Well, what we could do about that is we could look at contracts that's been awarded within that space,
right,
and see what previous vendors charge or what they got paid for that.
Okay. All right.
And then that will give you an idea as to the price range.
Because I was going after a big boy contract.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, just got certified.
Yeah.
And this woman's saying 1 point so and so million. I'm like, well, I don't know what to ask.
Let me go for that number.
But I have to put it out there.
Right.
It's just that now I'm learning, okay, so maybe I need to do some research to find out, well, what's the highest contract that was awarded? And then maybe, put it under 100,000 less, so you can get the contract.
Yep.
And I see myself getting, government contracts, and that I just put it out there.
Well, I want to let you know that you, I've dealt with a lot of small business owners.
Right.
And you have impressed me a lot.
Really?
Because, yes, because you do what you're instructed to do as a consultant. When a consultant tells a client, give them advice,
right,
and they follow that advice, that's good, Father,
right,
because then when you go out and you implement that, then the results will be great.
Yes.
So you are definitely one of those folks who listen, and I like that.
Thank you.
So I know that working with you, Crystal and I working with you, it's really going to pay off because we want to get you in that space where we start looking at the state of California's contracts,
right,
and the county of Los Angeles,
right,
and those are and Metro, LA Metro. So those are the 3 areas that we want to approach right now,
right.
And I know you will obtain a contract.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm very impressed about is that she creates businesses out of thin air, and you study and you commit yourself to it, and she puts everything into it. Yeah. There are a lot of our nonprofits or our entrepreneurial, they want it to come so easy,
right,
and they don't want to put the time and the energy.
It's true. A lot of people don't. They just want it overnight. I mean, now I'm in that realm where I want things overnight. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe that I've paid my dues.
Right.
And I have given much to many, especially in the world of PR. There are so many publicists that I have helped their clients get promoted because publicists get paid, to get media coverage. So the average publicist can make at the low from $2,000 a month at the high up to 25, 50, 100,000. So if you're pitching to me and you're not paying me, and I own these online magazines, and it gets to a point where that's the other part of the business that I talk to fellow people who are editors and who are creators of online magazines and blogs, and that's when PR people and marketing people have to be fair. And I think it'll get to a point where we're going to say, you got to pay us now. I mean, because we really have been there promoting you, and we got the numbers, we look good. And at the same time,
there's no percentage or something like
there's
a
no
PR.
percentage, and I do it because I love the art of promoting and helping people. And I think where I'm at right now is I believe that I'm ready for corporate sponsors to come in, because I promote studios, fashion designers, beauty brands, special events, because I believe in what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, everyone has to do some type of donating or tithing or whatever you want to call it. And I would say since 2009, I definitely have had the end and the back of PR people, film studios, and just a plethora of individuals in general because I believed in them. Because I have a lot of stories pitched to me, and I don't feature everything. Because if I don't believe in you and I don't believe in it, then I don't think that it should be a vocal piece online so that people can, read about it. And I stay away from slack talk and gossip. If you say negative things about a celebrity or a company, I don't, I don't promote that because I don't want to be a part of the political whatever the negativity that's going on. I just want to focus, and I think because my publishing group is publishing group is called Lifestyle Elevation Media Group, and the objective, and I tell people, when you think of lifestyle elevation and media group, you're elevating the lifestyle of individuals. So if you are a online blogger, online magazine, online video, YouTube, whatever it is you want to state, you got a lot of people looking at you. So when people go to the landing of Power Player, Fat Five Lifestyle, Goddess Couture News, I want them to have a great experience. I don't want them to say, well, dang, I really want to get involved, and that's, the negativity or profane language. So one thing people will know from me is I'm not going to advocate or be a person that's into the porn or, if you do smoking and drinking, all that kind of, we're not going to promote.
So it's more productive where you're going.
It has to be about the power and the lifestyle of a person that's creative, or creative from a fashion or a TV, film, music standpoint, or creative as far as a person who's an event planner. That kind of thing. So that's when the social media comes into play, because some people are like, oh my God, I have, 20 million people following me, but it's tabloid gossip. It's getting into the business of a celebrity or an athlete or a president or whoever else, and it's more negativity, so I stay away from it.
And it seems like today's world, I guess it started with reality TV.
It did.
You're behaving badly.
It is.
Just so you can gain some level of notoriety.
Notoriety. Whereas those that are doing positive, good things kind of get lost because you only focus in.
Well, because it draws me in. There's one blogger who I just... I won't mention her name, but she has me on her mailing list, and it's like everything is negative. Everything is negative. She's getting in people's business. She's talking about who broke up, who did this, who did that, and who trashed what, and how they did it. And I have to stop myself, because I'll plug in and go, wow, what happened? And then I'm like,
you're just drawn in.
You get drawn in. You're like, what? So, and I'm not knocking her. She got the numbers. I'm happy for her. Hooray, hooray. But at the end of the day, you're getting in other people's business, and it's like the law of attraction. You get in my business, expect somebody to get in your business.
Right, exactly. No, for real. And you would think if you wanted to, but again, today is bad publicity is just as great as good publicity. Whereas years ago, before reality TV, it was about good business. I mean, you wanted your best foot for it. But now we see people doing badly all the time, and it's just they done sunk down to a whole new low.
They did. How low can you go?
One would think that there was no lower to go, but nowadays people have gone to lengths to go lower than where they were. While we, those of us that are out here doing good stuff, it's so much harder to get your information out there and to be listened to and heard. And it shouldn't be that way.
But see, that's when social media comes into play. Like even with Just Over 40, which I launched last year because it was really more of a truth or dare. I was with one of my colleagues, and she's the president of Black Women in Technology, because I'm a techie. I'm on the creative tech side now. And I really help a lot of people with that. And we were talking in general about social media. And I had to, like, if you get angry and then you post something on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, I don't even understand why somebody would put negativity, because it's business to business. But Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and you get out and you all that rage, that goes out in less than 60 seconds, and people are looking at it. And I know you the numbers go up, but people will look at you a specific type of way. Now, if you want to be other than yourself at home, nobody sees how crazy you are. But I won't do that on my own social media pages. I keep it positive because let's say there's a sponsor that says, I want to back Leela, and they see Leela from 5 years ago, and she has whatever. The paths of whatever in that video comes back up. They don't just focus on what you have done that's relevant right now.
And that's interesting, because when I talk to a lot of businesses about having a social media or carbon footprint, the first thing they'll say is, oh, no, I don't want everybody in my business. But you can create your business platform and keep it on a business professional way. Still express your opinions, but remembering that other people are listening. And so, and sometimes, I'll get, especially on Facebook, you get anything and everything on Facebook. But, if it's something that, less clothes or whatever, then I'll kind of eliminate that from my page and make sure. And if it's somebody that is directly coming from that person, then I will even make sure that I unlink it so that that's not being publicized into my page. And I think that's why you have to be more responsible about that.
You do.
Yeah.
Because you're a brand. See, an individual is a brand. I'm a brand. Gilbert's a brand. You're a brand. We are brands. Our name, you know. And I tell people, Leela Christine, I didn't come up with the name. My first name is Leela. My middle name is Christine. That's my birth name. That's my birth name. That's what my mama and my daddy made me. You know, so I say Leela Christine because I love it. I love using my first and my middle name.
Your name is beautiful.
You know, and I thank God for it. And thank you so much. But social media is really important as an individual and as a brand. You're creating brands. So I tell people, whatever your brand is, even as an athlete, you run on the court, you do your thing, and you get on there and you act a fool outside. That's a part of you. That's your brand.
And now, carbon-wise, it never goes away.
Yeah.
And people go looking for you. And even now, I tell my students, you know, when the police can go to your Facebook page and all of a sudden you see something that you did 20 years ago because you didn't upload it up to you, and that's the picture they're using, and you're like, how did that get up there?
And the government and whatnot. I have to share with people. I had a woman. And I remember I was working with this woman in Canada, and she took my picture off my Facebook page and put me on this very bad site. And this guy said, you got to pay me $5,000 to take it off. And I said, that's not right. You know, I said, I'm not paying you $5,000. And he took my picture, and actually it kind of messed up the business a little bit for a second. And I really prayed to God about it. And I was like, well, I'm going to continue to do positive things. And I told Google, I was like, hey, you guys, this person stole my picture. And it was a picture I took on a red carpet. And they took my picture off Facebook and put it on this site. And it was horrible. You know, so I tell people, be mindful. Don't steal people's pictures off their site. On Facebook.
Right,
you know,
exactly.
Just so you can get back at somebody because you think they didn't do right.
And it
now,
can happen.
we got about a minute to go, so I want to ask you, Layla, how do you see you working with the Business Zone? One of the things we want to do is to step up our subscription. You've got a network that could really meet that subscription level. How could we mesh that together where we get to subscription numbers and you get something from us? Tell us.
Well, what I share with people is that, you know, I have 3 resources that people log into all across the country and the world. And I tell people, if you have like a pitch, or if you have 3 paragraphs, you got a picture and a video, we can put that, like for instance, when it comes to business, it may fit better in the Power Player. Fat 5 Lifestyle is fashion. It doesn't make sense, you know, if I put it in there. But the Power Player Lifestyle magazine is about TV, film. It's also about, you know, resources and business and technology. So that's how we can put it there so that people can go in and go, okay, what is this about? You know, as far as like, you know, what you're doing to offer something for everyone that has a small business. Because small business is whether you make $5 or $5 million, you know, it's a small business.
And what can we do for you in return?
Well, I never
help
really...
you to get contracts?
Yes, I would say, okay. You know, just tie me in as your social media guru.
I'm serious. I'm serious. We'll do that. So, because we want to get that subscription level up, because we've got some plans, and, you know, we need to, in order for us to realize those plans, we need to achieve that subscription.
Right.
So we'll do that with you, and we'll help you. Okay. First, we'll work with you to get certified with the state of California, and then we'll work with you on getting those contracts.
Thanks.
Okay?
Because I really do see myself,
right
you know, getting large contracts. And it's kind of interesting because I have learned some lessons myself. I mean, you could be very great social media, creating things like that. But all of us have our moments where you look at your financials, you're like, you know, I'm not where I really want to be, because I really see myself, you know, as that person that has these multi-million-dollar contracts. And then you have to really depend on, number one, you have to pray to God. And then number 2, you have to go deep within yourself. And you have to, you know, believe so much that you can receive that. So I'm speaking to everybody who has a small business. If you want to be the billionaire or the multimillionaire, it really starts here, and don't look outside. Put God as the center.
For sure, for real.
You know what I'm saying?
That sounds good.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we're a minute after our departure time. Crystal, do you want to throw something in for a few seconds?
Recycling Black Dollars Breakfast Mixer on Tuesday, February 13th at Denny's at 3740 Crenshaw Boulevard. Come out network. We're doing our Black History Month. It's going to be very special, honoring those in our community that have gone on to glory.
Yeah.
But we're having someone come in and honor them and talk about their legacies that they left.
Okay.
And so that's going to be cool.
Okay.
So it's 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. and it's going to be Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock.
And we want to remind you again, we've got the mastermind classes coming up February 22nd. And that will be with Crystal and I. We'll be teaching small businesses how to become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready, and how to access those contracts with the state of California. We really want to help you guys to obtain that $50,000 contract, at least to get started, and then you can start growing your business. So that's really what our goal and objectives are. We want to thank our special guest, Layla Christine.
I learned so much about her
today.
And if you guys want to reach out to her, you will go on our video, and her information, we'll put her information in the description box.
You want to throw out a quick phone number to them?
I would say you can catch me on Facebook or LinkedIn. Just type in Lela, Leela Christine.
Okay.
And I'll come up. More so on LinkedIn, because I have my Facebook set to private, because it's about family and friends.
Family.
Like you guys are family and friends.
Okay.
But I do it that way because the brands are public, but I'm private.
Okay, that's fantastic. And so we're gonna go out like we did last week. The young kids, that video I sent to the black kids that are TV commentators, and we'll go out there and you guys have a fabulous Valentine's Day, and we will see you next week. And make sure you are going out and participating in all the Black History Month events this month.
3 to 5 every Friday on the Business Zone.
Crystal and Gilbert.
That's right.
See you guys next week.
This is CNN Breaking News.
Black excellence is an all-time high. With me to talk about it is Bacardi Sanders, April Ryan, Ramon Sanders, and Angela White. Angela, all-time high.
Of course it's at an all-time high. Black votes consistently go high.
Give me some examples.
Dawn, we don't have enough time. Serena Williams won the Australian Open.
Wow, she was 8 weeks pregnant.
And don't forget, black women saved Alabama.
98%. And Uber shut out the boat.
We got Issa, Ava, Lena, Oprah, and so many more.
We got some black man magic too. Dapper Dan, a trailblazer in fashion, officially partnered with Gucci and opened up a Gucci store in Harlem. Rich Dennis, the brothers sold Shea Moisture, then made sure they established a fund to support black women, then bought Essence magazine, making it 100% black owned again.
We made history in elections in Alabama, Virginia, and North Carolina.
Atlanta got a mayor named Keisha.
Hey Keisha.
Oh, Angela.
Don't forget, we have the Black Panther movie coming out on February 16th, and it's already breaking records with pre-sales. And we have Ava's A Wrinkle in Time coming out on March 9th.
Wait, did we forget to talk about how Hidden Figures, Girls Trip, and Get Out shattered records? Listen, black folks have always been dope and always will be dope.
Ain't nothing fake about that news. There you have it. Black excellence have an all-time high. Happy Black History Month.
As a small biz grower, so we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz grower, so we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah. Crystal Mitchell, do you have my business plan? Just review the pages of my marketing plan. Crystal Mitchell, do you have my business plan? Just review the pages of my marketing plan. Got my capability statement, yes, I'm ready to go. Got my balance sheet, my P&L, my statement of cash flow. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Crystal Mitchell, do you have my business plan? Just review the pages of my marketing plan. Crystal Mitchell, do you have my business plan? Just review the pages of my marketing plan. Got my capability statement, yes, I'm ready to go. Got my balance sheet, my P&L, my statement